Hey guys, I'm Steven and this is the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, the first smartphone which comes with two OLED displays. But does it have what it takes to stand up against the competition which comes from Sony, Apple and Samsung? Let's find it out in this full review of the Meizu Pro 7 Plus.
Launching a smartphone close to any other flagship like the Note 8 isn't stupid, but you need something outstanding if you're a not that well-known brand and you want that other people talk about you. The Note 8 was launched a few days ago, but I thought, let's skip this mainstream shit and let's have a closer look at one of China's hidden beauties. So here comes the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, the first smartphone with dual OLED displays. First of all, big thanks to Tradingshenzhen for providing the phone for a review. Check them out down below in the description. Meizu is a Chinese company and was founded back in 2003 when a high school dropout named Jack Wong, after years of factory work in the electronics business, started Meizu as a portable music player manufacturer. Today, Meizu is the 11th best-selling smartphone maker in the world, ahead of names like Sony and Microsoft, having sold over 20 million phones in 2015. The latest phone aims to target the selfie and photo-addicted people, as well as also challenge the mid-range market with MediaTek's latest Helio chipset, the X30. Meizu is usually known for more expensive Chinese smartphones with pretty good build quality. The Pro 7 Plus is another example that they know how to build phones. It feels very well built and the design just looks great. The full metal body hosts a 5.7-inch 1440x2560 pixels display with no fancy bezels or curved edges. All the buttons are placed on the right hand side and they are stiff and feel good to press. The display panel quality is very good, even though it's not the brightest panel on the market, but it offers the typical OLED characteristics like vivid colors with amazing black tones and great viewing angles. But why one display when you can have two? So there's another display on the back, but to be honest, it's still a mix between totally gimmicky and useful. So let's see if other smartphone manufacturers will also start with dual displays in the next years or months. Now just think about it, if Apple would present this right now, it would be a game-changer feature like the touch bar in the MacBook. But right now there is not a big use case for me, so the display can only show your steps, the weather, notifications and charging status, and the most useful thing is to use it as a display for taking selfies with the rear camera, but more on that later on. As I would expect from a high-quality brand, it comes in a great-looking package with all you need inside. User manual, cover and a quick charger. And the charger comes with the international layout and is capable of outputting 25 watts. To be exact, 5 amps at 5 volts, which kinda surprised me. It charges the 3500 mAh battery in the smartphone from 0 to 100 in around 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is exactly the same like on my LG G6. Except of the fancy display, it offers all you have on almost any other smartphone nowadays, like a Type-C USB port, a headphone jack, dual microphones and dual rear cameras. The phone comes with Meizu's single button navigation solution. The home button works as a back button on a single tap, and a tougher push on the harder button triggers the home button function. It also comes with an integrated fingerprint scanner that works okay, but it's not the best on the market. The UI is called Flyme OS and it's based on Android 7.0. OTA updates are working fine and it comes with the Play Store pre-installed from Tradingshenzhen. So even though it's already transformed to fit my European needs, there is still a lot of Chinese stuff inside. The voice assistant is in Chinese, all the Meizu stores, and there are also some things which are not translated. I think it's okay if you speak English because the phone is with its stock ROM only able to display Chinese and English as display language. However, I scanned it and it feels very safe. keeping in mind that Meizu is not some random Chinese brand that steals your data. The UI is blazing fast, but I still can't get used to the navigation. Everything is so different coming from my LG G6, but I guess it's just a matter of time until you get used to it. Now, Flyme can be customized easily with pre-installed themes or themes from the online store. Now, the weird thing is that most of the themes come with the typical Chinese style, so weird layouts, strange looking buttons and just too many things on the screen. But some do look really cool. So the phone is blazing fast and does not lag a single time, but to be honest, there is too much kinda weird Chinese stuff for me in the ROM, which I unfortunately don't understand. As almost any Chinese phone, it's a dual SIM variant, but there is no space for a microSD card. Now I've got the 6GB RAM and 64GB ROM model, so it has more RAM than you will ever need, but falls a bit short on the memory side. So performance-wise, it's amazing and rivals all the big players out there, at least if you got the Helio X30 model. This combined with the high-res AMOLED display gives you also good battery life. I could get around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time with everything on. So it's okay to last me a full day, but I don't think that anything more than that will be possible for moderate use or above. So it scores also over 140k in Antutu, and the latest games are not a problem at all. Good graphics, nice frame rate, it basically eats everything you throw at it. It comes with a dedicated Logic DAC and the audio quality over the 3.5mm headphone jack just sounds great. The speaker sounds also okay, but it's easy to cover and it's not the loudest one, but at least very clear. So let's get back to the secondary display. I think you've also seen those tourists taking selfies with the rear camera of their smartphone, but usually they fuck up because they can't hit the shutter button. Now the secondary display makes all that easy because it runs a basic camera app that has 3 modes: normal, beauty and blur mode, and it's really easy to take a selfie with it. But also when you want to use the normal app and switch to the back, it says use the shutter button to take a picture, which is just fucking retarded because I now got the same problem as before, but at least I can now see myself. Another thing that's not really cool is that you can't take videos in that mode, so actually this is what I wanted to use it for, but it's restricted and it does not work. Pictures do look quite okay. It's not really amazing like on the S8, but good details and dynamic range. Colors are quite natural, and if you zoom in you will see a soft touch on the pictures. However, the bokeh mode needs a lot of work. Not a single time I was able to get a good looking picture. It just can't recognize edges properly, and it's even worse than the OnePlus 5 in the beginning, so the software needs a huge improvement. There is also no OIS or EIS so far as I can see, so low light is not really good and videos turn out to be a little bit shaky. The phone is capable of recording in 4K, slow motion and the usual formats. Hey guys, so here's a quick front-facing camera test on the Meizu, and as you can see the front-facing camera is quite decent, so dynamic range in the background, nothing is really overexposed. I can still see all the things even though they look already kinda soft, but well, that's actually what I wanted to use the rear camera for, but somehow I can't activate the display to basically show me and record a video. In photo mode it's working perfectly fine, but I wish that you would have this feature for video mode, because this is actually what I use more often than selfies. But well, as you can see, it's really beautiful here, and the front-facing camera records in 1080p, and to be honest, it's also quite stable. Colors look okay, dynamic range is good, so with the front-facing camera I'm absolutely fine on the Meizu. So ladies and gentlemen, here's now a quick 4K camera test on the Meizu, and well, regarding the stabilization also here in 4K, it's not really good stabilized, so yeah, let's check it out. And as you can see, dynamic range looks really good. The colors are very saturated. If you have a look here at the grass right now on the screen, it looks very green. So this is actually enough saturation, no more I would say. Alright, then let's move a little bit around. Maybe we can capture some nice flower, or here the tree. So here's a quick close-up test, and just check this out. Here the bokeh. Here you can see it, that looks pretty beautiful. So The bokeh on the smartphone looks very good. Also here close-ups, very nice details. This is now around 4 centimeters away from the tree. So macro distance is also good. And here you can see how fast the focus is. Whoops, that was a fail. So there we go. This is the focus. Alright, so video quality in 4K looks quite good to me. Saturation on point, nice looking colors, good dynamic range, very sharp, but, well, stabilization as on the most smartphones is meh. So fun fact, the front-facing camera sensor is bigger than the rear camera. So we got 60 megapixels on the front and only 12 megapixels on the back. So I thought maybe they did choose this for low-light improvements or anything, but nope, didn't see a huge improvement there. So the strong dual-tone LED flash helps a bit in low light, but also not a lot. There is definitely also a image quality difference when you take a selfie with the front-facing camera or the rear camera. So if you're a selfie addicted, it might be a worth phone to check out. Connectivity-wise, it was really good. The Wi-Fi signal is almost the same as on my LG G6. The call quality amazing, also with voice over LTE support, and the GPS signal sufficient for navigation, even though you need to install Google Maps manually. So overall, definitely an interesting smartphone, and here comes my final conclusion.
Alright guys, so we're now here at the end of this review of the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, and here comes my final conclusion about the smartphone. So I did read on various reviews that the build quality of the smartphone is not really good, that there are sharp edges and all that crap. So I will take it now out of the case, which is by the way included. And I mean, the edges, don't get me wrong, it feels absolutely fine. So regarding the build quality, it feels really good. And on a smartphone with 2 displays, if you don't use any kind of case, you must be retarded, because you will scratch any of the displays. So if you use the case, it feels absolutely fine. So regarding the build quality, I can't see anything wrong. I think this is one of the best solutions of having a secondary display on your smartphone. The second thing is the software. It runs FlymeOS and I still can't get used to it. First of all, you have that one button navigation. And I mean, it would be okay if you could switch to software buttons, if there would just be one option somewhere in the UI, switch to software keys. Still, I had to get used to that. I've owned Meizu phones in the past and it was always kind of a battle to get back into that FlymeOS. And also right now, it just feels different. Coming from the LG G6 right over here, it feels absolutely strange. That's one thing of FlymeOS. Also the notification and memory management, so it basically just has all the things in the background and clears them quite aggressive. So if you want to get notifications in real time, you have to put them on the priority list, holy crap, which is kind of retarded. It's just like with Xiaomi phones with the MIUI. Then coming to the camera and the secondary display. So the secondary display is absolutely cool. I've shown it to my family, to my girlfriend, to various friends, and they were like, hey, you have a pretty cool smartphone, that's innovative, that's absolutely new. And yes, I get the point. It looks cool, but is it really somehow useful? Not really. So you have on here your kind of steps, the weather and all that things, and it should also display notifications, which it doesn't really does. I have no idea why. And also, you can take pictures. Taking pictures is the only thing I would use that secondary display for, because you get a better image quality. So there is no point of discussion. The rear camera is better than the front-facing camera. It has not a bigger sensor probably, because I think the front-facing camera has 60 megapixels, but just as you can see the lens, it's way bigger, can catch more light, you have a better aperture. And that's the rear camera. So on every smartphone, the rear camera is bigger. Bigger usually means better. And yes, you can get better looking selfies. So that's the only thing I would actually use that thing for. So you just swipe up, have your camera here, press the button, take a selfie. Okay, it's fine, but the image quality is like 30% better. I've seen a lot of people on, sightseeing, taking their smartphone selfies here like that, and I know it's really hard if you don't see yourself. You have to retake the picture a couple of times. then this thing is really helpful. But as notifications, just think about it. Would you take out your smartphone, turn it around, switch on the secondary display just to get your notifications? I mean, it just does not make sense, maybe in terms of, you know, battery management. So the secondary display is smaller and it also consumes less power, but well, it doesn't make sense for me for notifications. Absolutely not. Turning my smartphone around, checking out notifications, it's just retarded. Then another thing I want to say about it is you can't take videos with the rear camera and that display. It's just totally stupid. I mean, you can take pictures, but I wanted to make the selfie video, which is pretty important for the review, and I couldn't do it. It's just not possible with the software right now. So Meizu just needs to think about that and implement it. I mean, if you have a secondary display, you need to have be able to use all the functions of the camera application, and right now you can't do it. So this is kind of retarded. Display is very good. I have to say, all the display looks really amazing. It's not the brightest one out there, but its brightness is okay. Colors and viewing angles looks very good. Battery life, now charging speed is roughly the same like on my LG G6. I'm absolutely happy with that. And battery life, it gets me through the day. It's not a battery monster, but considering the size, I mean, it's absolutely fine. Audio quality was pretty good, so over the headphone jack sounds perfect. So if you're an audiophile, it sounds really, really amazing. So well, regarding the performance, as I've told you, I'm not into performance anymore. I'm using the G6 with a last year's processor, but still it runs everything I want perfectly fine. There are no issues. And the Meizu has the Helio X30. It's one of the first devices coming with the Helio X30, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, and it's damn fast. You can play everything, run things simultaneously. So regarding performance, this thing is a beast. But do I need it? No. So if I could just decide right now for myself, LG G6 or the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, guess what? The G6 would make it again. Also, Tradingshenzhen is a pretty good shop, so in case if you need help with the smartphone, in case if there is something wrong with it, so you can always hit up the support, and there are some nice people working there. I know most of them, don't get me wrong, I'm not working for them, but I know that shop is pretty good, to be honest. And also, it comes with the Play Store pre-installed. So this is also another problem with the Chinese version of Flyme, that there is no Play Store installed. But right now it's pretty easy. You just download one app from the Meizu store and you can install a Play Store without a problem. So you don't have to flash a different firmware. You can do all the things here directly on the smartphone. Alright, and then Tradingshenzhen has also included some original pork jerk. It's like, I think, beef jerky. I've never tried it, but my girlfriend was like, don't eat that, don't eat that. It looks damn weird. And I mean, it was pretty hot in the last days and it looks really not super good, but I'll now try it in front of the camera because I'm really excited about that. And oh my God, that looks like plastic, but it smells delicious. There we go. Oh my God, it tastes like sweet pork. That's simply amazing. So if I die tomorrow, it was Tradingshenzhen's fault. Well, it's pretty good. Whew. I've now eaten the whole package of that beef and I feel strange right now. Anyway, regarding the Meizu Pro 7 Plus, I think it's a beautiful looking phone. I would give it like 6 to 7 out of 10 points because it's really innovative, but I wouldn't use it as a daily driver because of the things I've told you before. If you like this video, then please like it. If you want to check out Tradingshenzhen, you can find the link down below in the description. And if you want to stay tuned about more videos, then subscribe right now to stay tuned about our latest videos. I'm Steven from TechMagnet and I'll catch you in the next one.